good news, we found it right there. It's actually about 4 feet deep. That's what threw us off. And we did a whole bunch of additional digging we didn't need to do. But at least we found it.
Yes.
Isn't that right? We found it.
So the hardest part of that whole deal was actually locating the water line. But once we found that, I think it took probably a whole 45 minutes to get everything installed and going. Working with PEX pipe is not hard at all. There's just a few things that you have to be careful about. First of all, you have this tool right here that you basically use to cut the pipe. We also have this crimper. And it comes with these little pieces right here that you put in there to adjust to the size of the pipe that you're using. And these pieces just go in here like that. And then you just take this little lever and you slide it down and it locks it into place. And then once you get both of them on there like this, you take your piece of pipe and you slide one of these bands over it. And then you put this PEX fitting into your pipe and get it cinched in there good.
Now, I had to, on mine, cut out a little section of pipe because you see that?
Yeah.
And that. So, make it a little short so your brush will keep it together and cut like maybe right there.
Okay, I got it.
Let's get you down a little bit. You can always cut more off.
I just want to try it.
Pull this side out. Yes, holy moly, it takes a lot.
Probably the hardest part of using this crimper again is having the muscle strength to actually crimp it down. And they include this handy dandy little tool right here, and it has the various sizes on it. And what you do is you put it on your band, and if you have it crimped to the right amount, it should fit in there to where there's about like that much space between the top of the band and this tool right here. If it's too crimped, it will go all the way and touch. And if that's the case, then you need to redo it. If it's not crimped enough, then it won't fit in there, kind of like this. So you want it to be crimped just the right amount. And that right there is probably the most important part of installing the PEX pipe. the most important step is to go back and check all your fittings for leaks.
We're all good.
And then once we determined that there was no leaks, we cleaned the dirt off the brass fittings and then we wrapped them in a silicone wrap. So that way the brass fittings do not corrode and they are protected from contaminants in the soil. Once everything was complete, it was time to cover up the lines. And as you can see here, Dylan gave Miley the shovel and put her to work.
Do we have to all put this back by hand?
Yep, that's gonna be your job.
Why am
I did get a shovel for you to do that.
That's right there, isn't it?
She wishes.
Huh?
It's this,
Why this one?
and that's a little bit bigger than I wanted to, but.
What we did is we covered the entire line with several inches of very fine soil to ensure that it would be packed down and protected good before we went ahead and filled it all in. Boy, oh boy, were we ever glad to have that job done. That was a way bigger job than we ever expected it to be.